Oseo,
Hoseo.
wave the great feather. I am Coyote, and I am the first Native American to be one. And today I'm honoring Deb Haaland, first woman, Native America, Congresswoman, New Mexico, for her speech at the Democratic Convention on Thursday. And it is the sovereignty of her voice for Turtle Island that's in her speech. As you say, wave the great feather. What gives this a unique place in Native American revival, NIA, is that it takes a firm hold of the Native American mind, a mind that has, despite the culture side, a firm hold in Elohim, our Mother Earth. The European domination has failed to impress the great ancestress of this mind. And so the older, adaptable life ways have planted seeds and spores of their own. Now Deb Haaland is her voice and her visage, who, like the oracle, means her saying, of our harmony road, the way that comes back into ourselves and out again into world. Chanting through the night, wind blows across the sage, smoke goes up to the stars to meet, morning bird. The word that embodies Native America is spirit. Spirit is what has no struggle in it, must not have any struggle in it. Soul, pneuma, psyche, prana, life force, is what has no blemish, cannot have any blemish on it. Body, the body, is what struggles, must struggle for the spirit. Two great luminaries of history that has its roots in the body horizon is the early ancient Egypt and the purely Shinto of Japan. These are the two cosmic trunks of the planetary world thought. Shinto, the purest, in its unaltered loyalty to the elemental consubstantiality. Whatever is in heaven is the same here on earth. Its unique loyalty to what has always been the very core of the substructure of Japan, and that is Shinto worship. Shinto, Kamimichi, the way of the immortals and spirits, the primeval social horizon, the lovable child's horizon. Shinto, the sameness of all, the godliness of all as existence, existence itself becoming acceptance of all, of good, of bad, of rough and gentle kami, being both rough divine spirit and gentle divine spirit. Shinto, not nature animated by spirit souls, but being souls in flesh, nothing but living, acting beings, as in oldest Egypt. Bodies, nothing but bodies kami. The tree is a kami, not the dwelling of a kami. A moon phase is kami. Virtue is kami. Kindness is kami. Vice is kami. A concept is thus a kami present, a body kami itself. A cat is kami. Evil is kami. Human body is kami. Itsunami, first woman giving birth to the fire kami, was herself badly burned and died. In her death throes, she gave further birth to other kami. Metal mountain kami, boiling food kami, from her vomits, from her excrements, from her urine. And then Izanagi, first man in the universe, born kami, tried to bring her back from Yomi, the Shinto underworld. And he saw her putrefying corpse, and he fled in horror, while she cried out, "You have put me to shame!" And thus was the birth of shame, the great innermost body. And he reached the quiet, pure waters of Kyushu, and he plunged into it and purified his body. And the body purification kami, Shinto's root ritual, was born here. Starting out here with my display, I had made this for the, well, it's the kami legend in Japan, the myth, really, of Amaterasu, that is, we will call her the sun goddess, who had locked herself away into the rock cave, or cavity in the rock, and plunged the world into darkness and woe. And all the kami devised ways, to bring her out of the cave that she had closed herself into. And one of those was the mirror up there, the shintai, her body mirror. And depicted here is herself coming out of the cave, and that's the way that I depicted her. So that the divine in Japan, all kami, is nothing but the human body, the woman's body par excellence, the divine body. An iris is her body, a deer is her body, the pine tree is her body, a lotus is her body, and all the meanings added to them are her body. The way that I have depicted her here. Now, some of the kami that I have here with me, first of all, is say, I have the cat kami here because our cat Pumpkin, who is having physical difficulties, has been using this cat kami altar for his energy source. He has been nightly, regularly, sleeping around it, under it, through it, next to it, and so we still have the cat kami here today. Oh, up here, what is here, this is a kami, and this is called tanuki. He's a kind of an animal, like a raccoon, who's indigenous to Japan. And he's a character that takes the place pretty much like Coyote does here. And one of his talents is that he can either change himself into a man, or he can change himself into a sake flask. So that's tanuki there. And here I have two Japanese baskets on either side. They are Japanese-made baskets. Now let's go past, the cat kami and come down here to this fox kami. This is Kitsune-san. He's really known as Inari, and his harvest. He's particular for the harvest, the rice harvest, really. And he is named Inari after a mountain where the shrine is, which is outside of Kyoto. And he's one of the most popular commies visited or something like that. And so much so is that, you know, companies and corporations, oh, I should say, because he's also very beneficent for prosperity for business. He's very good for business people. So they have donated a lot of what's called tori. So you can look down here at this red tori. And so there is around the shrine actually tunnels of these red tori, which originally is really to mark, you know, the entrance into a sacred or Shinto space or temple, is what they were originally, but now very much used like that. And the Inari also, he's wearing here an ofuro. This is from the shrine, the Fushimi Inari Taishi, outside of Kyoto, and give these little, like that's what they call ofuro, tablet, with the name of the shrine. So that's what I have on him here. And again, this is the rice straw, and this would be for the harvest time. So he's it's actually is she. She's figured in the feminine. She is a fox. Now, but I'd like to finish this piece with a poem from Mary Oliver. There you go. Here is the endless, wet, thick cosmos, the center of everything, the nugget of dense sap, branching vines, the dark bird faintly belching bogs. Here is swamp. Here is struggle, closure, pathless, seamless, peerless mud. My bones knocked together at the pale joints, trying for foothold, finger hold, mind hold over such slick crossings, deep hip holes, hummocks that sink silently into the black, slack earth soup. I feel not so wet so much as painted and glittered with the fat, grassy mire, the rich and succulent marrows of earth. A poor, dry stick given one more chance by the whims of swamp water. A bough that still, after all these years, could take root, sprout, branch out, bud, make of its life a breathing palace of leaves.
Mm.